तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्दिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ जयन्ती मङ्गलकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वादा नमोस्तुते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Sairam Lane, Sairam from Malaysia.
Sairam Sharma, Sairam from New Thailand and Kari Kari Beach. Today's topic is waste, madam, waste. And we thank Bhagwan for another opportunity to relate stories of his glory. In 1991, I was visiting Prashanti Nilayam, and I was in the habit of sending many postcards and letters home to friends and family so that they could see where I was. No one could understand why I was going to India from my family or my friends back in New Zealand. So I made sure to send lots of picture postcards and cheerful messages to assure them that I was fine, that Tom and I were doing well and enjoying our stay with our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So I spent a lot of time in the ashram post office. Those of you who know the layout of Prashanti will know that the post office is just opposite the Lakshmi shrine and catty corner from the North 1 buildings and the printing press. Sometimes you could even hear the press printing Sanatana Sarati while you were in the post office. It could be quite a noisy place because many people were always in the queue. Now, I have to tell you that Indian stamps do not have glue on the back of them. At least they did not in those days. And envelopes do not have glue. So these are the envelopes you buy in India. So what you had to do was, after you had bought your stamps, you had to go to a small bench where there was a pot of glue. And there was, instead of a brush to use the glue, to dip into the pot of glue, there was inexplicably a ballpoint pen. So that you had to dip the ballpoint pen, which was tied by a string to the lip of the pot, into the glue. And if you can imagine how much glue you can get on the tip of a ballpoint pen, it is very, very minuscule amount of glue. So it takes a long, long time to cover your stamps with glue and then the back of the envelope and seal it properly. I found this to be a ridiculous arrangement, but it seemed to be the way things were done there, and not to forget that every experience you had in the ashram and today still there is a lesson there to be learned. Now, this glue pot looked like it was about 100 years old, and there were big dribbles of dried glue all around the top of it. In fact, there was more dried glue on the bottle dripping down the sides that had hardened than there was bottle. So I got so tired of this, I went to the postmaster, who was free, but he was busy as usual tearing stamps off a sheet. 1 Sairam, 2 Sairam, 3 Sairam. This dear little man, he looked like he was about 110 years old. And I said, "Sir, excuse me, but it is very difficult to get the glue out of the glue pot. Do you have like a spoon or a brush or something I can use? Because I am wasting so much time trying to get glue out of the pot using the tip of a ballpoint pen." He took my hand and led me over to the glue pot. He wasn't smiling. And he pointed to all the hardened glue on the bottle, saying, "You see this, madam? Waste, madam, waste." And then he stalked off, leaving me to carry on using the tip of a ballpoint pen to spread the glue on my stamps and envelopes. I began to see the humor in all of this because it took me a lot of patience not to lose my temper and to think about what can I take with me to the post office next time so that I don't have to struggle with using this ballpoint pen to extract tiny drops of glue. Swami says, the energy we waste, when we are wasting things, we are wasting God. And indeed, there is that old saying, waste not, want not. So if you don't waste things, you will never be short of anything. I don't know why anyone had ever thought to come and fix this glue pot. I did not dare look at it on my last visit because by then I had glue sticks and I could do the gluing process quite happily by myself. Swami does say one thing about waste that struck me, and he said the energy we waste in judging others is just what is needed to make us live up to our own ideals. You cannot be a slave of the flesh and at the same time be the master of the universe. And to concretize that saying, I know wasting anything now is not something that Swami wants us to do, whether it is wasting time, wasting food, wasting any kind of product like soap. And it has certainly been a good lesson for me in the process of taking care of my environment. I hope you have enjoyed this little story. The post office was the place for many lessons for me, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed telling it. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Tasmat karunya bhavena raksha raksha Saishwara. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Saishwararpanamastu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.